At this time, we'll have our guest speaker, the New Hartford Town Clerk, Donna LaPlante. Donna?
Thank you, Joe. As we gather together today to honor our fallen veterans, I would like to take a few moments to reflect upon their sacrifice and its importance to us. Throughout his life, my father, a World War II veteran, taught me that this was the land of opportunity. The sacrifices of our veterans have provided each of us with the freedom to make our own choices. Choices concerning livelihood, education, religion, housing, and so many others. As I prepared this message, I found myself reviewing the stories of recipients of the Medal of Honor. Just as the roots of Memorial Day lie in the Civil War, so do the roots of the Medal of Honor. Congress created the Medal for Civil War service in 1862, and it became a permanent medal in 1863. Over 3,400 men have been the recipients of the medal, with over 600 receiving the medal posthumously. Only one woman, Mary Edward Walker, a Civil War surgeon, has received the medal. I was touched by the stories of valor and self-sacrifice. These were ordinary people who, in a time of terror and death, found in themselves the character and the courage to perform miraculous feats. These individuals didn't see themselves as superheroes. They were doing what had to be done to protect their fellow soldiers and complete their mission. They came in all sizes and nationalities. Some were from wealthy families, some grew up in poverty and even violence. Not all were fighters or warriors. There was a priest and a conscientious objector who served as a medic. Some of the names you would recognize: Audie Murphy, Alvin York, and Theodore Roosevelt Jr. I was especially inspired by the story of Brigadier General Theodore Roosevelt Jr., son of our President Teddy Roosevelt. He was the only general on the beach on D-Day, and the only reason that he was there was because he doggedly pursued his superiors to allow him to land with the first wave of forces. Miraculously, he survived, and his leadership that day was instrumental in the success of the operation. How fortunate we have been and continue to be to have such valiant protectors watching over us. General George S. Patton offered his perspective on Memorial Day, and I quote, "It is foolish and wrong to mourn the men who died. Rather, we should thank God that such men lived." And God continues to bless us as each new generation of servicemen provides us with protectors willing to sacrifice their lives. Last week, all of Connecticut was saddened to learn that Sergeant Edwin Rivera of the 1st Battalion of the 102nd Infantry Regiment of the Connecticut National Guard died as a result of wounds he received in a firefight in Afghanistan. He was a resident of Waterford and leaves behind a wife and 2 small children. Before he left on his second deployment, this is how he described his service. "I was born for this. It is my duty to protect those families over there." May we go forth from this service with a renewed appreciation for the sacrifices made by our fallen soldiers and their families to preserve our freedom and our way of life. As citizens, let us be ever mindful of the responsibility that we bear to keep faith with those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. I'd like to close with the lyrics from country music star Lee Greenwood's patriotic song, "God Bless America." God bless the USA, excuse me. "If tomorrow all the things were gone I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife, I thank my lucky stars to be living here today. because the flag, it still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, because there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. And I thank you very much for being with us. Now, at this time, we'd like to turn and put the wreaths on the grave, on the front of the monument, and also the back. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, young fellas, that you're taking care of the wreaths for us. At this time, I'm going to make an announcement first before Bob Bartolini, which is our bugler, and he is retired from the National Guard after 26 years. And it'll probably be his last time to play the taps for us here, because he's going to be moving to South Carolina. So I wish to have salute to Bob and welcome and good wishes for his happy years as a retiree. This time, detail. And hut! Present. Horn. Order. I'd also like one other announcement. That due to the small number of members that we have in the American Legion and the VFW, if there's any young fellas that have just gotten out of the service or are able to join, we wish that they would come and sign up and help us fellas along a little bit more. We need help. So thank you very much, and I wish everybody a happy Memorial Day. Thank you.